Chess Assassin presents. Let's examine this position here. Whether you're playing black or white in this position, are you prepared to play this type of endgame?
Take us to the starting position first.
Let's go to the starting position. This is the scenario. When white moves the king over to b1, this is overall a necessary precaution. Black strives for counterplay on the queen's side. In spite of his inferior pawn structure and king that is still in the center. Therefore, this requires aggressive play by black. And lastly, this is the way that black can compensate for these two factors. The plan of attack is to swing the rook over to c8 in order to continue building pressure on the queen's side. And this will be followed up by queen to b6 and then to a5. White cannot sit idle, therefore plays the knight to d4. And now queen b6 threatens an endgame where black's position will be at least equal. So knight captures on c6, queen d2, and now rook over to b8. King a1, and now queen a4. And what this does is it provokes white to push pawns as an opportunity to force open weak diagonals or weak squares. The logical follow-up is to advance the a pawn, threatening pawn to a4 now. White must opt for a trade of queens. The queen moves to c3, preparing to go to b2 for the trade. Rook b1. And here black begins playing on both sides of the board, rook g8, and this is countered by pawn to g3, keeping the position closed. Let the games begin.
Game on.
And now after the queen trade, what you're going to see is the power of black's two adjacent pawns on d5 and e5. This is the strength of having two adjacent pawns in the center. And now pawn to d3 provokes an opening up of the c file. Now the c file is open, pawn to e3, and the rook on d1 must move so the king can have room to slide over from a potential rook c8 check. And now the king's residence on d1 is very breezy. It is a good idea to gain more experience. You want experience playing positions like this one. And here, white does not mind making the exchange sacrifice. Will recapture with the D pawn. Bishop captures, D captures on C4. White has to do something. So the plan is to eventually get the king out toward the center so that he may play a role in the fight.
This is.
This is.
This is.
This is.
The razor sharp Richter Razor Sicilian. And now rook over to c8, x-rays the queen on c3. Mistakenly, white accepts the gambit pawn on a6. And how does black capitalize? Queen d2 was the move to make. But however, accepting the pawn, this allows knight d4, threatening a fork on e2. Bishop recaptures, and now the move is queen to b6, which threatens the bishop. After retracting the bishop to c4, pawn on f5 falls, and the resulting position is the queen and two bishops. And now I will conclude this video with one last miniature game. And I encourage you to practice these lines. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. And stay tuned for my next video. And now fast forwarding to the end game.
You lose.